Man, Trump, second assassination attempt in 60 days. What is we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? Trump assassination attempt, the second one in 60 days. What does this mean, man? Is this a hoax? Is it staged? Is it real? Is it that serious? If so, who's behind it? Man, it's going down in America, in the United Snakes. The United Snakes of America. Boy, going down in flames, ain't it? What the heck is going on? Rest in peace, of course, to Tito Jackson. Condolences to the Jackson family and loved ones. Rest in peace, Tito. I also want to kind of talk about that and talk about the significance of having a father, like Joe Jackson, and how so many of us now are demonized as black men or fathers of being abusive or whatever, some negative control freak, possessive, whatever. But we look at the products of some of these people that's allegedly abusive versus the product of the ones that let you do whatever you want to do, male and female, mothers and fathers. And to me, it seems like when there's a disciplinarian, a father disciplinarian figure in the home, generally speaking, the children come out more successful and productive. I mean, I'm not saying we ain't all have some kind of trauma, but generally speaking, you look at Venus and Serena or the Jackson 5 and whatnot, just the presence of a father, even if you seem like the father is too extreme, that could be a certain form of abuse, but is discipline and pushing and forcing, education or mastery of certain subjects by a father. Is that abuse? It's a lot of abuse going on in the other direction by not disciplining, guiding, and training your child is a form of abuse. Trying to party and get high and get drunk with your children, or let them smash and have boyfriends and girlfriends and all that. So that's a form of abuse too. Trump's second assassination attempt. Y'all's thoughts? I see somebody said big Indian. He sells hate. It's not surprised that hate follows him. Which president don't sell hate? Which president haven't sold hate towards black descendants of slaves in America for the last 200 something years? Which president didn't sell hate? Which one gave us our reparations and gave us, equal citizenship under the law and all of that? That's interesting, that you would just say that about him. So we talking about the assassination attempt. The subject is, what's your thoughts on the assassination attempt? Is the chickens coming home to roost and nothing else needs to be said? I don't. I'm not really here to talk politics. I can talk prophecy. I can talk spiritually, what I think it is. But, I really just wanted to hear from y'all because I got my own ideas about it. Your mama says staged. He's being protected, but is forever. You're right. He's being protected by God. It's a whole lot that we can look into. Big Indian Trump's different. He openly invites. He openly invites hate from who? Who does he openly invite hate from? That's hilarious. Nah, Trump's different. He openly invites hate. They don't do that. They at least dress their hate and oppression up behind pretty words, so that's not worse. You're not familiar with what Malcolm X taught back in the 60s regarding the favorite president, John F. Kennedy, and the liberal Democrats, comparing them to the fox versus the wolf? That's incredible. I guess we just go with our feelings. We don't go with proven facts and proven history. Yeah, they just arrested the shooter, some Jerry Springer looking white man that apparently Trump stopping at this particular golf course was not on his schedule. So if it wasn't on his schedule and this attempted was present and staking out and had, had his equipment, you know what I'm saying? Had a digital camera, had some food, had or something, had the stick. How did he know Trump was gonna be there if that golf stop wasn't even on Trump's official schedule? So that's in-house, just like the first situation with the all and female secret services that were scrambling and didn't know what to do. Apparently, they didn't know what to do about getting dude off the roof. So clearly, to me, if this is not staged, that the same way John F. Kennedy got took out, there had to be something else going on. Because how would this dude know that Trump was even going to be there at the golf course when it wasn't on his schedule? Big Dave. Man, you got it. What's your thoughts on this drama?
I mean, I think basically that it's actually like the transverse. It's like cognitive dissonance of what's going on. The Democrats are basically portraying themselves to be the party of less violence, but they are actually stoking the violence through their rhetoric by comparing Trump to Mussolini, Hitler, and also saying that, vote Democratic to save our democracy. Similar to the terms that, Biden, you vote for us and you're not black, but it's just the inherent entitlement of the Democrats is basically what is causing this violence. So if you have somebody who is not mentally stable, behind all these issues are mental health, right? Regardless of the issue that is going hand, but there are certain trigger words that people, if they have mental health conditions, that they will hear and they feel like that they can be the hero by going out and making the assassination attempt.
What do you think that has to do with the Democrats? Why are you putting it on Democrats?
Well, the Democrats are constantly using the rhetoric related to, Hitler. They're calling them comparisons to Hitler. All you have to do is watch, mainstream media, and he's always being compared to Hitler.
Let me ask you with that. So do Democrats control mainstream media?
Majority of it, yes, except for Fox News.
Give me some names, or give me some.
Disney owns ABC. Disney owns ABC. Disney owns ABC. Universal.
So are they Democrats or are they something else?
I don't necessarily know. I mean,
what is the name of the real group of powers that owns and controls the media? Is it Democrats or is it another name?
I'm not sure. I mean, people have theories about whether it be Illuminati. There's powerful people in Washington.
If you actually look at the owners of media and the owners of finance and Federal Reserve, you can see their names and you can see what group that they're a member of. Are you aware what the group is called?
Well, I know there's the different. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I know there's like the Talented 10th that basically meet every year and control various aspects. But I mean, the Democrats basically are being used.
Who are they being used by?
Regardless to basically stoke the violence against Trump.
No, I'm saying who is the hidden hand? Who is the mastermind behind the Democrats?
I have no idea. You can enlighten me on that.
It's not Zionists. It's not people that call themselves Jewish.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely.
So why won't we pin the tail on that donkey? Why are we talking about the Democrats, the instrument, instead of the person holding the instrument?
No, I feel that 100%. The thing is that that's the source that is forward facing though to the public.
That's not.
No, I'm saying forward facing to the public. But
why, if you know better than that, why are you continuing to promote that same rhetoric like that's the source when you know the source is something else?
Well, I mean, I guess it's, apples and oranges, in my opinion.
No, absolutely not, my brother. Absolutely not. That's a soft target that everybody is not scared to go at so-called Democrats when you know that that's not the real Satan. The real Satan is behind Democrats and Republicans, right?
Agreed on that.
So why are we not saying that? Why are we saying Democrats?
Well, I mean, we can say Zionists, we can say Democrats. The bottom line is whatever it is that, people want to put this on Trump, but it's not Trump. It's the same people. It's basically he's a threat to the status quo of the Zionists or
And who
whatever
is the status
hand.
quo? Who is the status
Whether it be
quo?
the Zionists, the Rockefellers, the elite, the power elite.
Aren't the Rockefellers Zionists? Aren't they Jews?
Correct.
So why are we not just going to call it exactly
But
what
we
we
can
know
call
it
it.
is?
My thing is, it don't matter what you call it. It's happening.
Why, oh, come on, stop. Time out. How are we going to enlighten and educate and inform our people of who the real enemy is if it don't matter what we call it?
I hear you. I mean, look, all I know is that regardless of all of that, it's people are gonna play with they're gonna basically fall victim to their emotions before they use logic.
No, but I'm just saying, if you identify who's playing them and who is responsible for manipulating their emotions, then that's half the battle, right?
That is, but it's also incumbent upon you to use your logic as an individual, regardless of who's pulling the strings.
No, you need to know who's pulling the strings. That's
Not
why.
necessarily.
Do you believe in God at all?
Absolutely.
Any particular faith?
Christianity.
So Christianity is say the deceives the whole world. Are you in the world?
No, I said the world. I'm not of the world. No, I'm not.
No, it didn't say of the world. It said deceives the whole world. It didn't say in or of. It says the devil deceives the whole world. Are we in the world?
Yes, absolutely.
Are we not deceived?
Yeah, we can be deceived.
So if the most important thing to do is to uncover the deceiver, right?
Yes, but that's true. But it's also not to be manipulated by your emotions and use logic. It's not. I mean, I hear you. Like, I like the music industry, right? I mean, how many people have the courage to stop? I don't want to digress off point, but how many people have the courage to stop listening to secular music? Not that many people, because people want it both ways. You can't have 1 foot in the world and 1 foot out of the world. There is no lukewarm faith, regardless of what your faith is.
Do you think you practice logic by believing in the Bible?
In terms of, it's not a matter of believing. I believe in the word, and I have a relationship with God.
That's what I'm saying. But you believe in the word of the Bible, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So if we go into the Bible and I pick out a few things that are clearly illogical, would that be a case of you practicing logic, that you say that we're supposed to practice logic because that's why we deceive, because we're not
illogical to who, though? Illogical to who, though?
Logical to whatever you said logic is. If you're saying that we're supposed to use logic like it's common knowledge type common sense, right?
No, there's no common sense is uncommon. You have to seek knowledge. And you only gain knowledge through wisdom and experience, right? You're only wise with the knowledge and the experience. What I'm saying is that whatever you, like Public Enemy said, Channel Zero, if you're getting your information from mainstream media, or if you believe everything that is in front of you, cloak and dagger, if you're plugged into the system, then you'll have a higher propensity to be manipulated by the hand or the Zionist or whoever.
So the Bible isn't that same thing?
No.
The Bible is not being used to deceive the whole world?
It's being manipulated and deceived by some, but not by all. Just like the Quran is. Just like I can't look at all Muslims and say they're terrorists.
I'm not talking about people. I'm talking about the book. Do you believe that the Bible is tampered with?
I don't believe. I mean, yes, certain aspects of the Bible were tampered with. So there was 3 books that were left out of the Bible. I believe the Catholic Church is basically controlling and basically running Britain and the U.S. But the Vatican behind closed doors. There is a picture of Black Mary in the basement of the Vatican. But
so
beside the point,
do you believe that you know all the parts of the Bible that's been tampered with that's deceiving you?
Absolutely not. No.
So then you're saying that we're supposed to use logic, but you're probably deceived by the very same concept, right?
Not necessarily, because if there's anything that I don't necessarily understand, I'm supposed to take that on my own faith and take that to God if there's anything that I'm conflicted with.
Well, that's not logic. That's belief.
No, it's a lie, because you're taking it and you're basically analyzing it and basically validating it or invalidating.
Well, logic is supposed to be based on something provable, basically, right?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, absolutely.
But according to the Bible, it says faith is the substance of things, something like that don't have nothing to do with proof.
Yeah, faith without unseen, but also faith without works is dead. So you're supposed to do your due diligence,
Okay.
regardless.
Do you believe God is a man or a spirit? This is just getting into logic. We're just getting into the logic, aren't we?
In terms of whether God is a man or I believe God is a being that came in the form of man through Jesus.
So what's the logic of believing that? Where's any proof that that's accurate?
I mean, look, it's just whether you believe or whether you don't believe.
Talking about
but
logic.
I hear you, but I mean, there's evidence all around that God. There's evidence all around that God exists. Whether
No, God exists, I said, is he a man or a spirit?
I said God is a being and a spirit that came in the form of man through Jesus Christ. I already answered that.
Does that sound logical? Can you explain that to us? How that sounds logical?
I don't know. I mean, look, the bottom line is Jesus died on the cross. Just like say, well, Mary, the Immaculate Conception didn't happen, right? But at the very spot. Let me finish. At the very spot where Jesus was nailed to the cross, there was a recent discovery of a brown-like substance that did not have the female chromosome. So, look, we could debate this all day. We're talking about
debate. I'm just holding you to your word of you claiming logic, and I'm trying to get to the definition or example of what logic is. Because what you're saying is not logic; it's just blind belief.
That's not true. When I talk about Trump, about being logical, and I'm talking about the media or the hand or whatever, the Zionist or whatever, they're stoking these radicals, and they're pretending to be something that they're not, just like they always have. Just like all of the democratic cities in our country are crap, and you could talk about, and our particular people have been beholden to the Democratic. You talk about faith or believing something blindly, right. Have been beholden to the Democratic Party for decades.
You keep on going to the surface instead of dealing with the root. We just agreed that the root behind the Democratic Party is a whole different group of people that control Democrats and Republicans, right?
I hear you, but would you agree? Let me ask you something. Would you agree that the hood is the hood regardless of who's in office?
I don't understand what you mean
by
that.
Hood, in South Central, the issues that the majority of our people face in terms of like poverty, crime, what we face in our communities, would you say that our communities are the same regardless of who's in office?
It has to do with us personally. So it's the laws of cause and effect. Cause and effect. So if there's any effect, there's a provable cause. So we're not swinging on the branches and the leaves. We go to the root cause of whatever the effect is, right?
Okay, we can agree to disagree, but my thing is with Trump is that I'm just looking at it as a lesser of two evils, to be honest with you. I don't have faith in any man, but I'm looking at it as a lesser of two evils.
Jesus was a man.
No, I'm talking about any man that lives now. I mean, look,
Jesus not alive now?
No, he's not. Jesus is alive in the form of the Spirit and God. He returned to his Father and he's in heaven. So bottom line is this.
That's
look,
logical?
To me, yes. It might not be to you, but to me, yes.
So if you get the pandemic, the CV-19, are you not concerned about who created it and where it came from, or are you just concerned about whether you got it or not?
I mean, basically, I'm not necessarily concerned about, I just know what I'm going to put in my body and what I'm not going to put in my body.
Well, you don't know.
I could care less who created it. Look,
I didn't say nothing about the jab. I didn't say the jab. I said the virus. The virus affected you whether you chose it or not, right? But somebody produced the virus. You're not concerned about who produced the virus?
Look, there's all types of theories on who produced the virus. I'm more or less concerned about how it's affecting me and my family.
So the people that made it is not affecting you? If it's people that made it, they won't make some more that's going to affect you tomorrow?
They're gonna strand. They're gonna make another strand. They're gonna come up with something else. Right now, they're trying to blend the COVID shot with the flu shot and make that mandatory.
You're not interested in exposing the people that did.
There is no exposure. That's the misnomer. There is no exposure. You're gonna expose what you expose. Like a brother Rizza Islam, I listen to him a lot. He exposes a lot, but how much of a dent does that actually make in everyday society?
Well, your Bible says when the man of sin is revealed, right? So according to your Bible, that's priceless to expose the people that's responsible for deceiving and destroying us, right?
Yes, but what is the change that's happening? That's what I'm saying. I'm more focused, and that's what I said earlier. That's what I said earlier. Yes, you can expose.
Change if you don't expose them, right?
No, what I'm saying is you can expose, but what I'm saying is you have to deal with logic. Like, what basically my logic on 19. Yes, folks can be exposed, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to do your. Would you not agree? It's up to you to do your due diligence.
How you gonna do any due diligence if you don't know who's poisoning you?
One side of the coin. What I'm saying is you look at all sides.
That's the root. It's not one side. It's the root. It's the cause of the effect. How you gonna win the effect if you can't deal with the cause?
The cause is only part of the symptom. There's also the laws that impact. Like when they said it's mandatory for you to get the vaccine, for you to keep your job. What does that have to do with the root? That's my point.
The same people.
Nah, that's my point. But so what? But my point is what does that have to do with your decision on whether you're going to get the jab or not?
That has everything to do with it.
Okay, a lot of people got it.
Jab either, right?
No, I didn't.
Right. So you don't need to know the knowledge. You don't need to know no knowledge, right?
No, what I did was look at the studies. I looked at some of the information, like that Brother Islam exposed. I looked at all the facts involved.
Yeah, yes, he exposed it. You proved my point.
I didn't prove it. What I'm saying, that's a piece of the puzzle.
That exposing determined your decision, brother. I just like to highlight how we think.